Hey guys, this is Ed, Paul, and Anna of Current Brand Media, and we are here to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor.
Sportsball is a great subscription service geared towards minor league baseball fans. Each box features a different minor league team.
You get a box every 3 months with minor league baseball gear, including different styles of hats like Ed's favorite, the dad hat. The cost is less than $12 a month.
Proceeds from each box goes to More Than Baseball, the only nonprofit dedicated to the well-being of minor league baseball players.
We all know that Parents' Days are coming up this summer, so if you've got a mom or a dad or a grandma or a grandpa who are particularly difficult to buy for, but you know they're baseball fans, this is the answer, guys.
Meet your new favorite team at sportsballbox.com.
Is there anybody
And so, our mission when people come to the game is no matter who you are, we want you to leave and say, man, that was the most fun I've ever had at a baseball game before. And so that's what we thought about early on, and that's what we still continue to do to this day.
What's up, Dad Hat Crew? Ed here, and on this episode, I have the pleasure to give you guys Jared Orton. He is the president of the Savannah Bananas. That's right, guys. I said that. Savannah Bananas. He handles the day-to-day stuff, right? All the stuff that happens with the team. We talked about that the team actually has two teams, not one, but two. One, Banana Ball. You guys seen them on ESPN Plus doing all their crazy antics, their dancing, and all that fun stuff. Yes, that. And then they have a collegiate wood bat team. This is some serious stuff, guys. They still do a little bit of antics, but not as the Banana Ball, right? Collegiate wood bat team in the Coastal Plain Leagues. Congratulations, guys. They just won back-to-back championship. That's pretty awesome. All right. And then we talked about the time that they went completely bonkers and bought a ticket company. You know, that company that, when you go online, like Ticketmaster and all that good stuff, and then, you buy the ticket and then they charge you a quadrillion dollars. Yeah, that's an actual number. I came up with it all by myself right now. But they charge you all those hidden fees and all that. Yeah, they did that and they did away with all those fees. So we talked about that as well. And then finally, we talked about dad hats. I asked him, I had to ask him, guys. You know I do, right? He did give me an answer, but I'm not going to tell you because I want you to listen to the episode. All right, so now that we covered all of that, I'll give you the episode. All right, well, I want to welcome you guys to yet another episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles. My name is Ed, and with me today, I actually have the president of the Savannah Banana, Jared Orton himself. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm great, man. I'm excited to talk all things sports, and especially with you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. I extended the invitation. And of course, without hesitation, you said yes. So I'm very thankful for that. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it.
All right. So let's start with a simple question. Growing up, how'd you become a fan of the sport?
Yeah, I think for me, as most, kids probably, you try to feel out, what do you do? What are your hobbies? What do you like? What do you not like? And I remember, growing up a little bit in Florida and then mostly North Carolina, like, baseball was that thing. I just kind of fell in love with baseball, and I played basketball and football and soccer, and did piano and band, and like just tried to figure everything out. And I remember the Braves being on TV a lot. Back in like the late '90s and mid '90s and late '90s. It was like the Braves were just always on TV. I just fell in love with like the Braves, and kind of if you're in the Southeast, like that was your only team for a really long time. And that was just my thing. I wanted to be Chipper Jones when I grew up. I thought he was the greatest. Like I used to imitate Maddox and Smoltz and Glavine. I thought they were so cool. And I just kept wanting to play baseball, and that kind of led me down that path of where my career is at today.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I got to say, as a Cleveland fan, a little bit of hurt right now because obviously, the Braves beat, my then Indians, in the World Series.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
good for you, bad for me. But there it goes,
yeah.
right?
It was cool to see. It was really cool to see, especially being in Georgia now. breaking that Georgia sports curse, if you will.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Atlanta Falcons couldn't do it, right? So,
Yeah.
the Braves did it last year, so it was awesome to see. Um, so, what made you get into the sport of baseball, the business of it? What was that, that factor that just said, "Yep, this is what I want to do"?
Right. I think for me, I quickly realized, as most of us, do, I was not going to be a professional baseball player. Yeah, exactly. Like, the percentage of the percentage of the percentage that gets to be a professional baseball player. And so, I was able to go to college and be on the baseball team there for a little bit. And, I just kind of realized, like, hey, this is not my career, and I should probably figure out something beyond this. And so I had done an internship with the Royals back home in Burlington, and I started falling in love with the idea of, there's more to sports than just playing. Like, there's this whole world of, what I call the other side of the fence, where you can be involved, and whether it's working for a team or an agency or a venue or an event, or so many different avenues. And I was just fortunate to check out the team side of things. And this idea that, you could bring people together at a stadium, and they could all come together no matter who they were, where they came from, what they looked like or didn't look like. Like, it didn't matter, because they were a sports fan and they wanted to
Right.
have a good time and they wanted to have fun. And I just fell in love with that idea. And that's really what turned it into the business side of sports.
Gotcha. So let me ask you, and I've never really asked anybody this question. You're going to be the first one. Did anybody try to convince you otherwise, to say, maybe this is, because you hear the stories of, like, people, making it to all the way to the majors, working in
Yeah.
baseball and all that, right? But when you work in minor league baseball, that's a tough job, and a lot of people, long hours, very little
Yeah.
payout at times.
Yeah, I remember having some conversations with some friends early on, where I think the idea of working for a sports team is cool. Like, it's like, oh, you get to work for a sports team, it must be awesome. Like, you get to hang out with the players all the time, and like, it's just like amazing. And then you realize they invite you to do stuff, and you're like, well, I got to go pull the tarp tomorrow or tonight, or no, like, we got rained out, so like now I got to go back in the morning, or oh no, we went to extra innings, so it's midnight, I'm still at the game. And then it's then they kind of start having those conversations of like, so what are you going to do after you work for the sports team? Like, what are you going to
Right.
do after this? And it's like, I don't know, like, I kind of like this. And fortunately for me, I was able to kind of get connected with Jesse and Emily, and stay in touch with them, and realize that the traditional sense of working for a sports team, yeah, it's like, it's long hours, low pay, not a lot of excitement, quick burnout, people leave all the time.
Mhm.
And I realized that there could be a different way, and that's kind of what we've been trying to set out to do ever since we got involved together.
Right. And that's where, and you took over in 2015, right? September of 2015. Yep. There, that process, right? I mean, obviously everybody knows the story, right? From nothing, you guys made it work.
Yep.
And that message is, there is something that you can entertaining about baseball, right? There is the product of baseball, and then there is the product of entertainment in baseball. So how is that, working out for you guys? How did you guys, come up with that whole process?
When I think about our product of entertainment in baseball, the first thing that I've always told people is, I don't know if we'll ever be the best baseball team. And, we realized that early on, like, we're never going to be the New York Yankees. We're never going to win the World Series. We're never going to, have the billion-dollar stadiums. We're never going to really have those. Maybe, 100 years from now we will. But generally, like, we'll not be the best baseball team. And so, Jesse has always asked the question, like, well, is there something we can be the best at? And so the baseball thing is not what we can be the best at. Is it the entertainment. And can we bring those things together and kind of create our own experience where baseball and entertainment come together and they become something totally different that nobody has ever seen before or experienced before. And so, our mission when people come to the game is, no matter who you are, we want you to leave and say, man, that was the most fun I've ever had at a baseball game before. And so that's what we thought about early on, and that's what we still continue to do to this day.
So the Savannah Bananas is two teams, right? A lot of people think that it is just one, which it isn't, right?
Yeah.
And they
very
have
confusing.
Right, exactly. But I like that you guys still have two teams, right? You guys have the collegiate wood bat team, right? That played with the names of like the Holly Springs Salamanders and all these other teams. And then you have the other team.
Right.
Do you manage both aspects of the business, or is that something that, okay, so once this section is over, then we move into collegiate wood bat?
Yeah, they are definitely separate in their seasons, which helps. There is more confusion because this question comes up a lot now. Like, wait, what is this? Like, it's a league, but it's not. But wait, this guy is like dancing on the mound. That's, I think that's a balk. Like, wait, is this real baseball? Is it not? I mean, just so many questions.
Right, exactly.
And we're trying to clear it up. So yeah, we have the banana ball team, which is our guys, professional guys, that Eric Burns is managing, and you've seen Bill Lee pitch for, and Jake Peavy has pitched for, and we've got like Bill Leroy and Kyle Weeks who are playing for us still, and they're on like the banana ball team. And then we still have our summer college Coastal Plain League team that's managed by Tyler Gillum, and they've won the championship, and they've got all these draft picks. And we just found out that Bo Sulcer from our 2016 team just got called up by the Pirates, and
nice.
that's really exciting for those guys. So we still have these two things, but generally we're still leading the charge of let's make baseball fun. The Bananas exist to make baseball fun. Yeah, one of them is a little bit crazier in what happened
than the other, right?
One's a little bit more subdued. They're both pretty crazy. I don't care, what you say. They're both pretty crazy. But yeah, that's kind of the two separations of the teams at this point.
But at the same time, the essence of what Banana Ball is still there, because the entertainment part still goes on,
that's
whether or not is the college wood bat team of the Coastal Plain League or Banana Ball, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're still going to see players in kilts. You're going to see the dancing first base coach. You're going to, nonstop music all the time. You're going to see the players doing choreographed dances. They do the crazy TikTok stuff. We got guys mic'd up. Like, it's still far and away an amazing experience. With Banana Ball and our pro guys during the springtime, we just crank it up to about 11 when all those things happen.
I love that. I think that's great. I'm one who believes in. I love baseball. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm a massive fan of baseball. I love the sport of baseball, but at the same time, I think why I love the minor league baseball so much is because you have to figure out entertainment at the same time.
Right. I think what I've told people recently, that I've asked about, like, are you guys trying to knock down, Major League Baseball, whatever? I think just like you mentioned, people can be a fan of both. You can be a fan of Major League Baseball, and hey, you can be a fan of the Savannah Bananas too. Like, we would love that. That would be amazing. We're not telling people, oh, you got to choose us over Major League Baseball. You got to do one or the other. If you like professional Major League Baseball, you're not going to like us. Like, there's going to be people like you who are like, no, I love my Cleveland team, and dude, you got to watch the Savannah Bananas too, because they're crazy.
Right. I was watching with my wife and my daughter the other day when you guys were on ESPN Plus. Yeah. I was sitting there, I was watching it. Why? Because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Listen, at the end of the day, we have a lot of baggage going on in our lives and everything.
Right.
And for those 3 hours or so,
that's it.
You forget about everything else and you enjoy yourself. And I commend you guys, because that's awesome. I love that so much about the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
So So you're coach on the Coastal Plains League. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yep.
He does all the recruiting of all the players and all that. Is that something that he handles or something that you involved in?
Yeah, that's Tyler Gillum. You know, he's been with us since 2018 season. He's a legend in baseball circles. And, you know, he just understands what it means to bring on bananas. You know, he's looking for bananas because, you know, if you're just looking for a college summer wooden bat league experience, you know,
There's
he'll tell
plenty
you
of 'em.
straight up, yeah, it's just not for you. Hey, this probably gonna be too much for you. You know, you're gonna be on the field, you're gonna be in the stands, you're gonna be signing autographs for kids, you're gonna be taking pictures. You know, he expects a lot out of these players. And he just believes that if you're a baseball player, there's way more to you than just strapping on the cleats, putting on the pants and the shirt and going out there and playing 9 innings. Like, you have the ability to impact a lot of people with how you play, how you act, how you treat people, how you treat your teammates, you know, how you show up on video, how you do interviews. And that's what he's about. And he brings on some of the most amazing guys who, you know, sometimes they're nervous, sometimes you know, they're shy and they won't come out of their shell, but then they get into his world and the bananas, you know, experience, and they just become almost new people. And you know, that's really exciting to see with the type of guys he brings on, and they're amazing baseball players.
I love that. Yeah, and we're playing a kid's game. At the end of the day, it's a kid's game, and a lot of people are going to get paid millions of dollars to do it, and a lot of them won't. But at the same time, there's nothing that says that you cannot have fun while you're playing baseball.
Yeah, that's right. And we keep telling people, you know, we just believe that if you have more fun, your performance, it's going to take care of itself, you know, especially when guys come to us from the college ranks. You know, college baseball, very strict, very strenuous. Like, you've got your agenda, you've got your plans, you go to class, you work out, you eat, you know, all these things. And then when they come here, it's like, hey, let's just have fun. Take the red tape off, be yourself, show out a little bit, you know, enjoy this game for what it is, and give back to the people who are coming to watch you play.
Now, let me ask you, does the player still come with their own set of rules that they need to follow, as far as, like, you know, innings pitch, for example, for pitchers, anything that they need to work on or anything like that? Is that something that is still handled within your team?
Yeah, you know, that's something that Tyler Gillum has built amazing relationships with those coaches, because, you know, they put a lot of trust in him. You know, these coaches are sending their, you know, some of their top players to this league and to Savannah for a summer, and they expect them to be taken care of, and they expect them to be sent back, you know, if not as good as, you know, hopefully better than they were sent down there.
Right.
And so, you know, that's a big thing that we have to consider when we bring these people in, is, you know, we've got to give them a great experience, we've got to make them better people, they've got to be great baseball players, and we've got to do what's been asked of them. And so Tyler has to manage all those things.
Yeah,
He's got to manage all those different variables that come with that one player, and also, hey, we also kind of want to win. Like, that's kind of exciting too. And so, yeah, I mean,
and you did.
And we did, and he has a lot on his plate to make sure that everyone has a great experience, everyone hits their metrics, everyone hits their marks, and collectively the team, you know, goes out there and performs well.
That's amazing. That's great. Yeah, and again, developing, having fun. That's all that, you know.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit of merchandise, my friend.
Yeah.
So you guys have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. You know, you guys have been able to, a banana, right? Okay, I mean, it's a banana. At the end of the day, it's a banana, and I don't know what it is. What is it that, you know, that makes, you know, everybody just gravitate towards that? Like, you know, you guys have figured out a way to say a banana is just as fun, guys. It's a fruit at the end of the day.
Yeah. You know, I think it's just the entire brand that, you know, it started with the logo. It started with the banana. It started with this, swinging, angry looking, Savannah banana. Obviously, it rhymes, which is really fun. But then, like, what we tried to do was just continue to embrace that personality of being fun. We have the senior citizen dance team, the Banana Nanas. We have the Man Nanas male cheerleading team. We have our mascot Split. We're throwing out First Bananas. We've got banana beer. We've got banana cream. So, and we just kept building the brand that way, that it was like, wow, everything that touches this brand is themed, is on brand, it's fun, it's unique. And those are the things we just keep trying to put out there. And then when you look at the content that gets put out, the videos, the social media, the interviews, the way we do dances, the way we do like short form stuff, it's like the bananas are just fun. And so I hope when people see the logo and they see the hat, the shirt, it's more than just, oh, that's a funny logo. It's like, wow, this brand is fun from top to bottom.
To bottom, yeah. And I love, because I follow also not just you, but Jesse on LinkedIn, and I love that every day he is putting a little message, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, you guys are all talking to other teams and other companies and all that on the entertainment side of things, and how that can work for you guys. How that happened for you guys?
I think what we've tried to explain to people is that this is not just us. We didn't just find some secret sauce that only we can do. This is something that we believe that whether you're a sports team or a business, or you are a single, entrepreneur, like whatever you are, that, people are looking for great experiences, and people are, a lot of times, people are just looking for fun. And businesses sometimes can be too serious. Sometimes they can be overbearing and just be like, all about policies and not extremely customer friendly or fan friendly. Right. And so we just believe that, the businesses that win are the ones that are going to put people first, and put the fans first, put the customers first. And so everything we've tried to share with people is, if you do that, if you put the fans first, if you put your customers first, then everything beyond that is going to take care of itself. The moment you start making it about, well, we got to make more profit, we got to make more money, we got to make more sales, then you stop thinking about what's best for these fans and what's best for these customers. So every decision that we make, generally speaking, every decision that we make is, all right, in this situation, what would be best for the fan? If the fan was sitting right next to us in the chair, helping us make this decision, what would they want? And that's the message we try to share with everybody.
Yeah. And I've wholeheartedly believe in it, just because I follow a lot of the things that you guys are doing, and I'm trying to implement that within my own brand, right? That had Chronicles, because listen, you gotta have fun. That's as simple as, because if you don't have fun, there's no purpose of doing it. Just might as well just quit now, because
that's right.
What's the point?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's and I can't remember how long I read this, but you guys also did your how you guys handle ticketing now, the company that you guys own now as well. Why do you guys decide to do it?
Yeah, great question. Sometimes I have no idea, but it went back to the idea of like, what's best for the fan. And when we were early on in this, our very first year, we sold tickets like basically over the phone and like on paper. It was very simple, and we couldn't afford the fancy ticketing systems. We barely had any money. We couldn't afford all the fees. Like, we just literally could not afford it. And so we didn't do anything. We just kind of sold them like kind of on our website, but mostly just like, by pen and paper, basically. And fast forward to the second year, we were like, oh my gosh, we got to get a little bit more organized around this. We need like a ticketing system. And every single one that we found was just like, either you pay a crazy amount of money up front, or you got to tack on all the fees. And we were just like, well, neither one of those is exciting to us. And so we found one company early on, 2017, who kind of believed the same thing. They were like, hey, just pay us, a basic fee. We don't tack on any other fees. Like, it's just a straight up flat rate. And we were like, wow, we love this. This is amazing. That's exactly what we want. And so as we went along, what we found was the volume of what we were doing on a ticket sales basis, especially into like 2019, 2020, so on and so forth, was just way bigger than what that platform was built to handle. And so the concept came to mind, well, what if we took on the platform and then took it even further and started building it to where it could be in the future? What would the most fan-friendly ticketing experience be like? And that's what we're kind of in this pursuit to do.
I love that. I think it's great because it's extremely annoying that you have a handling fee. No one is handling your ticket at all.
Yeah, a convenience fee, which
right
is
for
not
who?
very convenient. Yeah,
because it's not convenient to me. You're
No.
charging me extra for a ticket, and that's the frustrating part, right? And I'm glad that you guys are doing something, right? Well, right, it's on a smaller scale with your team and everything,
Right.
but it's frustrating to see that you have all these other teams, major leagues, that they're charging you. It comes out to be twice the amount because of all the fees that they charge you at the end of the day.
Yep. So that's what we're thinking about, and it's a long process to get there, but we feel like it's the right thing to pursue.
I love it. Okay. I gotta ask. I'm a dad hat guy, so I gotta ask. Are you guys gonna have any more dad hats? Coming up? Any new design? Just a banana by itself on a dad hat? I want to know.
Yeah, I've got some, maybe not this summer, but I've got the spring 23 catalogs coming my way. The one that's been really popular is that Richardson brand hat, that everyone loves. But I think we've got some things up our sleeve for the future that some guys have been wearing in the office. That's like, all right, we got to get our hands on a few of these. These could be pretty cool if we put some banana swag on it.
I love it. I love to hear that, because as soon as you do that, believe me,
Yep.
I will be purchasing one to go up on that wall back behind
I love
me.
it. I love it.
All right, I'm going to stop the podcast really quick here just to let you know that the Savannah Bananas do indeed have a dad hat. It is a 47 brand cleanup. It is with the S and a banana on it. Really nice, really pretty. Guys, I own it. That's right, I did. I went and called and I purchased one. So it is $30, no taxes, no fees, and the shipping is free. Okay, so make sure you guys go to the website. I did put the link to that specific hat, so that way you guys can go and buy it and support the team. All right, now that I gave you that news, I feel better about myself. Back to the podcast. All right, I want to go into, are you ready though? Because I want to go into our famous, not so famous questions, my friend.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm scared, but I'm ready.
Nothing to be scared about. All right. So the first question I ask everybody: when you go to a park as a fan, right? Not working, right? So you're taking your family to the ballpark. What is your food and drink of choice?
Yeah, it's something, it's so simple, but I always have to get a hot dog to start off with. I don't know what it is. You never want to eat a hot dog anywhere else. You would never, I'm not going to cook hot dogs at my house, but like that idea of going to the stadium and getting a hot dog is just so fun. The second thing, and as I've been like this forever, I love funnel cakes. I think funnel cakes are amazing. If they're
delicious.
Fresh, if they're fresh out of that oil, you can smell them about 6 miles away. I love funnel cakes. If you do it right, oh my gosh, those things are amazing. And then, every once in a while, I'll search out like what are the specialty things that people are doing. Is it a local brewery that they have in? Like what are they featuring in the park that's something cool that you wouldn't get anywhere else?
I like that. That's a great answer. Absolutely. There's something to say about having a local beer at a minor league ball club.
Yeah.
There's just something about it that just rings true.
I'll tell you this: I wasn't able to eat one, but when we were in Montgomery for the Banana Ball World Tour, they're the Montgomery biscuits, and the line to get the chicken biscuits was insane. It was like longer than any other line. Like they were serving fresh biscuits in the concourse. I was like, that's perfect.
That's delicious. It just sounds amazing just to eat that. Oh, and at a ballpark, that's great. Good job, Montgomery. Okay. Let's see. Cake or pie?
Oh, I love red velvet cake.
Oh, is that so?
Red velvet cake all day.
Nice. I like it. I like it. All right. So what has been the dumbest way that you've ever been injured?
When I was 21 years old, I was interning with the Gastonia Grizzlies. My first night with them, I had to be the mascot one night, and we were doing Gangnam Style in front of all the fifth graders in Gaston County, and I fell off the stage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I fell right off the front of the stage. The head of the mascot came off. I was in intense pain. Fortunately, nothing was broken, but that was probably some of the most pain I've ever been in my life. It was, and all the kids are screaming because the mascot fell off the stage.
Lost his head. Oh my God.
Yeah, lost my head, everything.
Oh Lord have mercy. That's hilarious. Not bad. I'm sorry. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that cereal is a soup?
That is a great question. I would say no.
Good.
I don't think so.
That is a great answer. A friend of mine said that in order for it to be considered a soup, it has to be hot.
Yes. But there's also cold soup, which is kind of crazy to think of.
That is also true. That is also true. If an animal could talk, which animal do you think would be the rudest animal?
Just off the cuff, I would have to say cats. They're just kind of, you feel like they're like out to get you the whole time. They would just have like snarky remarks about anything that you did.
It's so true.
I thought they're just making fun of you the whole time.
It's so true though. Like, and the cats are sneaky, man. Right? They're just like, all of a sudden they just attack you. I'm like, well, you're a cat, so I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. If you could have dinner with one player that's no longer with us, right? Who would that player be?
Wow, that's an intense one.
Just have a conversation with them, hang out.
Yeah. Man. Oh, I don't even. That's an intense one.
I guess this is the scary part of the interview.
Yeah, it is. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know where I would go with that. Maybe like Shoeless Joe Jackson.
That's a good one.
What? Like, I'd love to hear his side of like
the whole White Sox.
Like,
yeah,
whole White Sox deal, and like I think that would be fascinating, especially as he was portrayed in like Field of Dreams and like all of that. I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool to see, hang out with him and see how that's playing in that era. During that era would have been interesting to see. Okay. So if you were to pick a country that is not the US for you to retire, which country would that be?
I've always thought like Australia would be crazy.
It would be. I want to visit there so bad.
That place just looks awesome. Like I don't even know if like the sun goes down there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I would love to go there. I would like to catch a baseball game for the Australian Baseball League.
Yes, that would be epic.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, let's see here. A couple more. Would you rather call or text?
Depends on who I'm talking to.
True story.
I don't mind calling people. I don't mind a quick call. If I text, I don't like the just like long, just like texting forever. Like, all right,
I'm gonna call you now
real quick. Yeah, like let's call and talk this out.
Yeah. Because I sometimes I tell my friends like, listen, I was gonna text it to you. It's too long. Yeah. I'm just gonna tell you over the phone and be done with it.
That's right.
I'm with you there. Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast, and breakfast for dinner. Breakfast for dinner too.
My man.
I need breakfast. I love cooking breakfast here in the mornings. Even if it's just like eggs and hash browns or whatever. Love breakfast.
I'm same with you. Like every morning I wake up, I cook breakfast because that's my favorite meal of the day.
Yeah.
My favorite meal of the day. Okay. Pepsi or Coke?
Man, growing up in North Carolina, it was Mountain Dew, which was, kind of a Pepsi thing. But I mean, now being in Georgia, it's like I don't even know if Pepsi exists down here.
I was
I
just
mean,
gonna say it's Coke country over there.
it's Coke country. And you know what? Cherry Coke. Oh man, that Cherry Coke just hits different.
Cherry Coke is just it hits the spot, right? I
That's
love
right.
Chick-fil-A and I love eating
Yes.
Chick-fil-A
Yes.
with Cherry Coke.
That's it.
Right?
That's
It's amazing. It really is. It really is. All right, 2 more and then I'll let you go, I promise. Okay. Let's see. Halloween or 4th of July?
I've never been much of a Halloween fan. I think 4th of July is awesome. Obviously, like in baseball, it is like
Yeah.
the other holiday base. It's like opening day and 4th of July, just something about it. Love the fireworks on 4th of July. It's a cool thing to be around the ballpark.
Yeah, it really is. Fireworks on the 4th of July, there's nothing better. Baseball,
Yep.
fireworks, 4th of July. I mean,
That's it.
trifecta right there. All right, last question. A book that you're currently reading.
Actually, for the first time, so I'm reading a couple. I'm reading one that is it's really nerdy. It's called Traffic Funnels. The one that I've enjoyed the most recently is Bob Iger's book, his memoir, The Ride of a Lifetime. It's the previous CEO of Disney, and it's great storytelling, as you would expect from the CEO of Disney,
Right.
but just goes through his career as being basically an account executive or even just a shop hand on the TV floor, all the way to running the Walt Disney Company. And that one's been really fascinating. The other ones are much more nerdy and probably not exciting for people to read.
Hey, I listen. I'm an audiobook guy, so
Yeah.
I listen to Star Wars books all the time. So
Yep.
I'm all about the nerdiness, my friend.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. Jared, thank you so much for doing this. This was
man.
a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming on. I'll put all the information for you guys on the podcast notes so you guys can follow you, but also put your Twitter. Do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, Twitter is JORTON 622.
Okay, and I'll put it on, my friend. Thank you so much.
Great, man. All right. Thank you.
Take care. I hope you guys enjoy that episode with Jared. Now, the one thing that I really did take away from this interview with him is that there is space in this world for both. Okay, there's a space for Major League Baseball and minor league baseball, the traditional ball, and there's also space for the entertainment side of Banana Ball. It's a lot of fun, right? You guys have watched it on ESPN Plus and how much fun they're having and entertaining. All these different rules. You can also enjoy that and be able to enjoy traditional baseball. That's my takeaway. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Make sure you guys are following them. Like I said, they are a lot of fun. Make sure you guys are buying merchandise from them, okay? And there's no taxes. There's no fees. Merchandise is sent for free. I know because I bought from them a dad hat, okay? Now that I got all that out of the way, I want to let you guys know or ask you, why do bananas never get lonely? Because they hang out in bunches. Okay, I'll see myself out of here. Support the minor leagues.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Ed Rivera of the Dad Hat Chronicles. Join me as I interview people just like you and players, coaches, GMs on the path that led you to become a fan of the sport.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.